Hi, I'm KK and today we're gonna talk about the Eclipse. But before we come to an actual video, I want to give you a little disclaimer. This video is gonna have spoilers because I just want to share my thoughts and opinions about this drama. Now when you already know this, then you can come to an actual video. This is a drama about youth in general and teenage life. We also have a little mysterious plot here, but it's not like the main point in this drama, okay? And it has one season with 12 episodes. The Eclipse is a drama about students from all-boys school called Suppalo, which has a legend about the curse which gonna happen if students break rules. And we have two main characters here, Akk and Ayan, who are very well written, and they were pretty complex, which I really like. Okay, let's start from Akk maybe. Akk is a head of student prefect club, and he's very devoted to his school and his mission as a prefect. And when we see him in school, he's very strict and a little bit authoritative actually. But when we see him after school, privately, we could see that he's very sensitive young person who struggles so much with himself, and he's a teenager under huge pressure, and he's that kind of person who tries to be perfect all the time, and of course it's impossible, right? And from the other side we have Ayan, who come to Suppalo because he tried to figure it out what's wrong with the school, because he thought that his uncle died because of something which is connected with the school. And when he come to Suppalo, he act like he's a little bit narcissistic guy who doesn't care about anything except taking off the Suppalo. But also, in reality, he's very sensitive and depressed young person who gone through a lot. And I'm so happy that they met each other, because I feel like they become a comfort zone for one another. And also I think they kind of save each other, because I really don't want to think what's gonna happen with those characters if they didn't met. On the beginning, I thought that they would be a typical hate-love relationship, but fortunately I was mistaken. And I love Akk's gay panic and how much he just have no idea how to act when he was around Aye. And well, I was totally okay with it, and he flirted with him so much since the beginning, and I love it. And also I'm such in love in their first kiss. This scene was so hilarious and so ridiculous, and I know that they keep repeating this during recording this scene, but it really looks like an accident, and it was so great. And Akk had a gay panic as always, but in this scene even I have no idea what to do next, and even he was surprised. And the actual first kiss also was so good, and I really like the scene because they first asked each other if they could kiss each other, and then they kissed. And consent kiss is seriously one of the best thing in the world, and we should say that loud. It's just a good thing, and I'm so happy that we have so many that kind of scenes nowadays in BL dramas, because it's just good. In the scenes where Akk accepts his feelings towards Aye, they were such a cute couple and they were so adorable. And I really like that Akk understood that he has someone with who he can share his problems, and he doesn't have to keep everything inside. And I really like that I showed Akk that he doesn't have to be perfect all the time, and he doesn't have to do everything what other people tell him to do. That was really nice lesson for teenagers in general. And yeah, again, I really like how much they help each other during this drama, and it was so sad for me to see how Akk struggled with himself and his feelings towards Aye until the last episode. I really didn't like the scene in 11th episode when Thua announced that Akk is behind all this curse, because that wasn't the worst. The worst come later when Thua outing the relationship between Aye and Akk. That was so bad, and it should never happen, and Thua had any rights to do this, because okay, I get it, he was mad about the school system and everything, okay, but he doesn't have any rights to do this, especially in an environment like there, which is homophobic. Okay, I'm talking mostly about teachers, but still, he doesn't have any rights. And I was so mad at Thua for this, and I still are actually. And the worst was later when everyone go away and Akk and Aye left, and Akk just started crying so badly, and we could see that his whole world just crashed. And the way how he was crying so badly was so heartbreaking for me, and I tried to comfort him, but he also started crying, and I cried with them. And seriously, I really hate how much pressure those teachers put on Akk, and any teenager should be under so huge pressure how Akk was. It should never happen. And they're teenagers, and I know that we adults really often forget how hard is teenage life, but it is really hard, and we should just let teenagers be teenagers. They should focus on studying and figure it out who they are, what they like, who they like, that kind of things, not focusing on school image or taking care about students and their behavior. This is teachers' work, and they should be responsible for this. And if they can't do this, then maybe they just don't fit in this position, and maybe they should just change the work where they won't hurt anyone. I don't know, just a thought. And seriously, those scene was so heartbreaking for me, and I'm so glad that I was there for Akk and he comforted him, because since the first episode, I was worried so much for Akk, because I wasn't sure if GMMTV give us a good or bad ending, and I was scared that Akk could hurt himself very badly. Again, I'm so happy that they both met each other and that they help each other a lot. I really like friendship between Akk, Kan and Wat. They were so great as a friends, and because of this we could see another face of Akk. We could see him as a normal teenager with his friends, and I really love their scenes. And this is another example that GMMTV really know how to create a friend group with a great chemistry. And I think that from all this trio, I like Wat the most, and okay, he was a comfort character for me, and I really like AJ as an actor, and I always happy when I see him in some dramas, and well, I'm still waiting for him to being a main character in any drama, but at this point I feel like I never see him as a main character, but I'm still waiting for it. And yeah, I think Wat was a really important character because he was a teenager with a passion, and he knew what he wanted to do in the future. And it's really important in your teenage years. I mean, okay, this is not a must-have, but it's really good thing when you have a passion and you know what you want to do in the future, because passion can help you so much and it make your life much easier in every moment in your life. But in teenage years, when you already find out what you like, it's really good. And when you struggle with something, you can do something which is connected with your passion, and you can forget a little bit about your daily problems. So that's why I think it's really important, and I really like that we have a Wat character who have a passion and he already knew what he want to do, and he just have to find this braveness in himself to go and choose this path. Also, I really like Kan and Thua as a couple, but I have a little bit problem with Thua because, I'm still mad at him, and I didn't like that they all forgave him so easily, because he really have done a bad thing and they shouldn't forgive him so easily. And also, I don't like that he liked Kan. But I really like Louis and Neo chemistry since Fish Upon the Sky, and I like that they have another drama with each other, but yeah, I really have problem with Thua's character. And I like that GMMTV finally giving Neo different roles than just a funny guy, because he's a really good actor in my opinion, and it's really nice to see him in a more complex character nowadays. So yeah, I really like that. And okay, let's talk about the house. Like, what kind of Blackhorn it would be if we didn't have this one specific house. And yeah, I think at this point this house should have a name and be shown in credits, because it's almost like a character now. And well, for me, it always will be a house of Leo and Fiat. And every time when I see someone else there, I'm like, why are you here? Why you just don't go to your own? And I'm waiting for Leo and Fiat to shown, but they never shown. But yeah, this house is just iconic. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Suppalo and especially about teachers, because, okay, I think that we all can agree that the rules in the school were just ridiculous, and the teachers were one of the worst ever, and especially the principal. She was terrible, and she should never be in a principal in any school, seriously. And it was a little bit ridiculous and funny for me how they show us this problem with protesters as a huge problem and hard to handle, because it wasn't actually a problem. I mean, teachers can just suspend them for some period of time, right? And they show us as something so hard to handle. And I don't think that those protesters did something wrong actually, because they just want to have a voice and they just want to make changes in the school. And they should have rights to do this as some student council or something like this. But still, they show us as a big problem when it wasn't a problem actually. And you know, if they gonna suspend them, then this drama would end probably after a few minutes, so they can do this. But yeah, it was ridiculous and a little bit funny for me. And here I want to say that I really love teacher Sani, and I think that she fit in our times perfectly, and she can be a great example for teachers nowadays, because she really cared about her students, and well, it should be the main characteristic of a teacher, right? Unfortunately, it isn't, but it should be. And I like that she tried to show her students that they always can come to her and talk with her if they have some problems, and she really cared about them, and she tried to help them as much as she can. And yeah, especially I like her relationship with Watt, but at the same time, AJ and Ploy had such a great chemistry that I had a little bit problem, because I was shipping them many times, and I have to remind myself that, wait, they're student and teacher, and it's just wrong, don't ship it. But yeah, they had such a great chemistry, and I think they could be a good couple in some drama. Maybe in the one where AJ will be a main character, huh? But yeah, they had a really great chemistry. And especially I like the scene in probably 12th episode when Sani said that kids have their own problems to handle with and they're not as carefree as adults think, because this is a really important message, and I think it should be a motto of this drama, because I know that we adults really often, especially when we're parents, we understate our children problems, and adults really often said something like, your problem is not a real problem, you're gonna see what the problem is when you're gonna be older. No, their problems are important, and there are huge problems for them. So if they feel like this is a problem, it is a problem. And you as an adult should help them, especially that you overcome this part of your life already, so you can give a piece of advice to them. And you know, it could be a good exchange between you. So I really don't like adults who act like this, and I think especially from parents' mouth, something like this should never ever come, no matter what's happening. And if it comes, then I think it's so bad thing at so many levels that I can't even find a word to describe it. So yeah, we as adults should always remember that we have different problems in different moments in our life, and when we feel something is a problem, it is a problem. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about teacher Chadok, because this whole plot about him being in a relationship with Ai's uncle was totally surprising for me, and I didn't expect it at all. And all of this, what got them, was terrible, especially how principal acted was so cruel, and her words were, they were just disgusting. And because of they were in a relationship, I think uncle's death was even more sadder, but I feel like they try to show us that teacher Chadok's being gay is an excuse for his bad actions, and it's not. And it shouldn't be, and I have no idea how this could be even connected. I really hate when anyone uses LGBTQ plus community as an excuse for a character to do bad things. Like, it's not okay, and it's not okay to show something like this. No matter who you are, if you do bad things, then you should be responsible for it, and you should think first and then do something. He chose to be a bad teacher. He chose to stay in the school, agree with those stupid rules, and be a bad person who destroy his students' mental health, because he seriously destroyed and broke Akk as a person. He could resign a lot of earlier, and he didn't. He decided to stay in the school, so seriously, I don't understand why we should forgive him. Only because he lost his loved one? Okay, he's not the first one. I really don't get it why we should forgive him all bad things that he have done because of this. I know, maybe I get it wrong, but I feel like they show him as a really bad teacher for all this drama, and when they at the end try to justify him and make us feel a little sympathy for him, just doesn't work for me. So that's why I'm a little bit angry, because I feel like those actions what he have done at the end, like, you know, resign, regretting his decision, was a little bit out of character, because we saw him as someone who's really bad teacher, and then when he totally out of nowhere started to act like a normal one, was just weird. And that's why I really don't like this specific theme. I have seen that many people complain about this drama being predictable. Like, I think this drama never wanted to be unpredictable, because if you really watch it carefully, you can predict many things. And I think that this drama supposed to be a drama which make you think about humanity, how things really looks like, and that kind of stuff, not being another production about mystery where viewers can figure it out what's gonna happen next. No, I think they want to focus on teenagers and how hard their life is, and they want to show this. And they just want to give us a very important message. And I think they did it. So if you're watching this for mystery, then I think that you could be a little bit disappointed. But if you're watching this as a really good drama about teenage life, then I think that you will be very pleased. You know, we have very young people here who just in a very important moment in their life, because they school life ending soon and they become an adult, and this moment is pretty hard actually. I mean, it could be pretty hard if you don't have support and needed knowledge, and I know that many people really understand those specific moments in their life. You know, I have heard many times that, oh, everyone was in this moment, it's not that hard, blah blah blah, but it really can be hard. Especially for your mental health, it can be hard if you don't have support and needed knowledge, and you know, someone who already overcome this part and who can just help you during this time and, you know, teach you how to handle things and that kind of stuff. I have problem with the ending because I like it, but also I feel like it was a little bit too rushed and everything happened out of nowhere. Like, you know, whole problems just disappear. Teacher Chadok resigned and he decided to be a good person now. The other teacher find out that she also can learn something from her students. And you know, those things were great and I like it, but I feel like they happened too fast and totally out of nowhere. That's why I have a little bit problem with this ending. Okay, I think that we can come to conclusion. So, this drama is definitely not easy to watch, and it's really hard for me to believe that it could be a comfort drama for anyone. Like, I get it that Akk and Ayan can be comfort characters because like a couple, they were so adorable. So yeah, I understand it, but like the whole drama, I really doubt that it could be a comfort one, because they have shown so many problems in so authentic way that it was pretty deep and a little bit dark actually, because it was so realistic. And well, I really like that they have shown teenagers who behave like an actual teenagers, because, you know, we have seen many productions where teenagers behave like adults because people who wrote screenplay doesn't understand teenagers and they create characters who behave like adults. And this is definitely not that kind of production, because here we have teenagers who act like real teenagers. And huge applause for First, Kaltang, AJ, Louis and Neo for portraying those characters so perfectly that we could really see and feel every single emotion they have. And also a huge applause for director and screenwriters who create such an authentic teenagers. And like a lot of other GMMTV productions, it was really nice for an eye, and from technical point everything was great. Okay, I think that's all what I wanna say. Now it's your turn. Please tell me in the comments section what you think about this drama, who was your favorite character or characters, and, you know, just share your thoughts and opinions about this drama. And I'm really curious to find out what you guys think. And, well, thank you so much for spending your precious time with me today. Please take care of yourself, smile a lot, and see you in the next video.